What's the best advice you've ever received? Sometimes people just let you down. This was told to me when I was barely a teen and it stuck with me. Don't waste your time and energy trying to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. Best friend told me this after a bad breakup. Be your own best friend. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to a friend. I don't have as much negative self-talk nowadays. Improvement isn't linear. You can have mess-ups and mistakes without it meaning you're not making progress. In real life, take it all in stride. On Reddit, when eating out your partner, go slow. If you think you're going too slow, go slower. My older brother once told me this. After I had vented about another failing relationship. If you have a problem in your relationship and you haven't told your partner, it's a you problem. It really forced me to work on communicating better. And also knowing when to call time. In general, school isn't learning half the things you want use in life. It's about training your mind. Stressing over a stressor will only bring more stress. Expectation is merely premeditated resentment. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. Captain Picard. If you commit to something you've gone way too far to back down. Dad told me those words of wisdom. I work nights at a hotel. One night this guy comes in. And he immediately proves to just be one of the mellowest and kindest people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. I'm just at a complete loss in understanding it. So the following morning he comes down for coffee and I ask him what his secret is. He smiles and explains how he used to be a massive asshole that no one liked. And one night after taking some sleep medication, he took a bad tumble through his glass coffee table. He woke up a few days later in the hospital where the doctor explains that he had briefly died during surgery. From that day on, he decided he didn't want to be remembered as an asshole. Or more simply, it shouldn't take dying on an operating table for 2 minutes to make you choose to be a kinder person. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. It's like if you can't get motivated and are depressed. Things can be really tough to get started. But things like brushing your teeth are still worth doing. If you don't brush for 2 minutes, you can at least do it for 30 seconds. My father, who is not in my life anymore because of his advice. Don't just take someone's word for it when they say they love you. Look at how they treat you too. Actions tell the truth where words lie. Don't believe everything on Reddit. Wear sunscreen. https://u2.be/mqlj3vop6ni. Don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Honestly? Okay. Don't worry what others think. Basic, but I see people in their 40s saying they don't care. Then worry how they'll look in front of other people. It's one thing to know it. Something entirely different to really live it. Look past your conditioning. Sometimes people pretend you're a bad person so they don't feel guilty about the things that they did to you. Dawn dish soap is better for greasy hands. Mechanics. Than any orange crap. If you want a tattoo. Figure out what you want, then wait a year. If you still want it, then get it. If not, then it was probably a bad idea. Never walk in front of an prop. Airplane. Never walk behind a horse. Cum in the sink rather than sink in the cum. Wear what you want. The unfortunate reality about mental health is a lack of follow-through is the main cause of failure in many cases. Disagree all you like, but you know your headspace is better on days and times when you've consistently gotten up and done things to help yourself or done things you enjoy rather than living in the struggle. It's the hardest fucking part to do it every day, but it slowly changes you to get to something better. The actual advice I was given was, most of the time, suffering is a choice. We just prefer to see it as not greater than. Here's a rule of life. You don't get to pick what bad things happen to you. Rory Miller. Meditations on Violence. A comparison of martial arts training and real-world violence. Stop playing video games and going out. Hold your breath to get rid of an unwanted erection. Never reply when you're angry. Never make a promise when you're happy. Don't agree or sign anything when you're depressed. It's that simple. Always poop before showering, never after. Can't control who I'm attracted to, but I can control who I bring home. Only take advice from people who have what you want. Helped me find actual mentors. And got me reading things that would actually help me. Your best is all anyone can ever ask for. Even you. At that point, any failure is not on you. Pulling your own weight. Make it a habit to not ask for help and already do what you can. Avoid situations where you rely on third parties. Listen to your body. It's constantly trying to tell you stuff. Are your clothes too hot? Did you eat too much? Are you thirsty? Are you generally unfit? Time to fix it. Someone else's expectations of me aren't my responsibility. It's advice that kind of evolved for myself working through relational trauma. You'll stop caring when you're older, so put yourself out there and stop declining opportunities due to anxiety. I think this advice is what has built the person I am today. I used to be in a rock music conservatory. And the teacher was amazing at life advices. All the members of the conservatory was kind of a big family. So every time something bad happened to a member, we would all be devastated. One day, at the end of high school, my mom passed away out of the blue. Without prior illness, I entered a phase in which I started just partying and not care about anything that could happen. But a couple of days after the tragedy, I received a text at night from my music teacher that said, "Open the door." I was crying like a baby all the time when I was by myself, and when he saw that, he just stopped me and said, "Listen, do you have both your arms?" I said yes. He continued, "Do you have both your legs?" Quote. I repeated yes and finishes with, "Can you breathe and think properly?" I say yes. And then he says, "Well, then you understand that you're okay and that there's always worse." I've been telling myself that every time something bad happened. And it always works.